Welcome to the Juice and Pop Show. I'm joined with Pop. We're going to react to NHL's top 10 hits.
Get after it, Spaulding, reaching around Stahl. Hawkins just ran right over Girardi. Hager ran right over Stahl, and Girardi's hurt.
That was a big shot. And a big hit! Flies a door off, he levels! Harlock! Away, and Keith ran him over!
I didn't even see it.
Got leveled by Duncan. Keith
Ooh.
clean.
Hit him with the back shoulder.
Upended by Orlov.
What a hip check. You rarely see them anymore.
The door off. Big, huge hit on Scheifele. That's the second time he clobbered Scheifele this game.
Oh, that was only 6 of them? Where's the other ones at?
Wow. You see that shit live, they're getting it hard.
No, that's insane. That's like...
That's probably not excited shit.
Oh, for sure.
Like perfect.
Oh.
Shit.
But
That's why they play hockey.
yeah, but they're allowed to play. Yeah, if I say they're allowed to play like that.
But they're getting hit from the side, not even seeing it.
Yeah, no one's seeing where they're coming from.
A big hit. That's powering down the wall. This McNabby, very cycled. He's got the puck. Holds it on net.
Oh.
Another big hit. It's
Oh, so he got somebody and then somebody got him. Look, clean him. And then Doggy came and cleaned him.
A big hit. That's powering down the wall. This McNabby, very cycled. He's got the puck. Holds it on net.
Dang.
Here with a huge hit.
Damn, he got his get back quick. You said no wonder why they don't have no teeth.
Yeah, that's thinking wrong, brother.
Oh yeah, and all they got is just a little shit right here.
Yeah, for their head, not their face.
Well, why don't they have a face mask?
Because they're badasses.
They gotta have a face mask on, OG. They got to. No face mask is diabolical in hockey.
And they throw
Yeah. Don't throw them to start the game off.
them.
All right. So, do you want to get to some of these NFL games, Pops?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So, do you want to talk about the Tampa Bay game?
Yeah, what a letdown. I mean, yeah, but it's letdown from Tampa. I thought I've seen a lot of control out of the Colts. The Lions. Their dominance on defense was really.
With a young secondary.
Yeah, plus they were hurt. The secondary was hurt. So they're playing with backups.
Filling guys.
Yeah.
They went out there, earned themselves a contract. That was for sure. Baker seemed to not have that MVP performance that was the last couple of weeks. But, I mean, that's going to happen, though, especially, and it's the Lions. And the Lions came out firing all cylinders, and they look good. They look good, so.
They were covered. Like I said, you can't get mad at them because they were covered. Ain't Baker's fault.
No, I don't think it's Baker's fault either. I think he definitely could have helped a little bit more for sure. But I also think Rashard White possibly could have did more. I think Tez Johnson played a good game. I think he also dropped one that he probably wanted back. Mike Evans going out did not help them much. It's hard to, and then with the Lions, they're just game planning around Ibuka. Like, you kind of got to beat us elsewhere. So what do you think for Baker in the MVP race then, Pops? I know Patrick Mahomes is creeping up on it, so.
I like him. I do, but also I've seen a lot out of him, but also I've seen a lot of good stuff out of golf and Danny Dime. I've been pretty impressed with how he's done this year.
Yeah, Daniel Jones. I think if all he's got to do is just keep playing the football that he's playing. Honestly, I mean, even if he don't get the MVP, he's gonna get the MVP for Indianapolis, and that'll win him a contract for sure at minimum, as long as he can keep doing what he's doing. So I think he gets MVP no matter what.
But also a comeback player of the year.
Oh, do you think he could get?
Comeback, but like I said, to me, comeback is when you have bad seasons like he's had, and all of a sudden now he had a good season.
Yeah, true.
You can go from the bottom to the top like that without having that's a breakthrough season.
Yeah,
Comeback season.
huh? I know Mahomes looks okay. He doesn't look the best though to me. Like I think Baker's looked like he's played better in quite a few games. I feel like Goff has as well. I feel like Stafford's looked good. Even though Patrick Mahomes has looked good in a few games as well too. So I feel like there's a
I
couple of
like
quarterbacks.
what he's doing too. I'm with him.
hmm
Yeah, but I like what he's done too. Even though against I'm still
Do you think?
now he's up.
Sorry. No, your mic's doing something weird now. With the MVP race kind of coming to this is kind of like the 50 point.
Yeah, almost like a midpoint.
Yeah, it's almost like the 50%.
It's about 40% right now.
It's right there where you can kind of get legs and make a good case for yourself, or kind of get yourself out of the race a little bit. And that brings up Justin Herbert, which is a quarterback that I'm very fond of, but also didn't perform the best, but also performed and came back. So what do you think about Herbert being
I
in the
like
MVP
Herbert.
race?
Like I said, the transformation he's making too, I really enjoyed seeing the difference in him.
hmm
I really like what he's been reading the defenses.
I think he tries to get the ball into some spots that are just like, it's a little bit behind him, and it's just you don't got as much strength as you think, for the speed and everything for certain moments. But the other 95% of the time, it's a dot, so it's hard not to let him throw him.
Windows, yeah. But he's
hmm
got a strong arm, so he will try it.
Yeah,
And there ain't nothing wrong with that, to me, in my eyes. Because if you lose that confidence, you lose a lot.
yeah, I would agree. So for the Monday night game, it was a 10 p.m. game on the West Coast, Pops. We haven't had a 10 p.m. game in a while. We had Houston, we had Seattle. Stroud hasn't been looking the best. Has he taken a step back? Has Jackson Smith Njigba decided to take third, fourth, or fifth in the top 5 wide receiver spot behind Jefferson and Chase? What do you think, Pops?
He finally got to go quarterback. That's all he needed.
Sam
And I
Darnold's
like
over there throwing it, huh?
Yeah, and Jigba, that's all he needed. And I thought Cooper Cup was going to have a big year, but the thing is and Jigba's open a lot. It's hard not to throw him the ball. We're talking about what? He gets a lot of separation.
Yeah. His release is good. Routes are nice. He uses his hands really well for the ball. Solid wide receiver.
And like I said, I really quick separation.
Yeah, I would agree. Do you think that Stroud took a step back since last year? I would say yes. I think everyone could say so, but it's also, Joe Mixon's not there. Nico's been hurt a little bit.
And they don't have the same line. They lost that one lineman.
They lost. Yes, they also lost Larry Tunsil from the left side. Good job. Good note, Pops. Left tackle. So with missing a few pieces, not having the full roster, Are we saying he's taking a step back? Maybe give him a couple more weeks, or what do you think? Because the game, to me, we watched it. Some of his throws were just kind of just. They just didn't look as good as what last year was.
It's going to adjust the offense some because they don't have the same blocking.
Yep.
There'll be him left of a pocket passer and the rolling out for it should be.
Mm-hmm.
They're not giving them protection.
Yeah, the pocket isn't near the same, especially on the edges. I think during the game, if you guys watched the game, I think it was very surprising, and no disrespect to Woody Marks, but it was very surprising to see Woody Marks just get all opportunity in that game compared to Nick Chubb just not having no presence in that game at all when it seemed like they wanted to establish a run quite a few times, whether it was in the red zone or to start the drive off.
I heard that he had took over the spot, but I didn't think he was going to take up over 98% of the snaps.
Yeah, I think Chubb maybe finished with 6 or less carries. I think it was like 4, 5 carries. Yeah, that's tough when you go from getting, whatever you were getting. Maybe that also changes how the play calls come in for you too as a quarterback. It goes from being 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 12. So, because yeah, that can definitely change some things. Dad, you're right. I don't know who Houston has this week, Dad. I don't know who Seattle has this week. I have not looked that up yet. But what do you think for Houston, and what do you think for Seattle? I think Seattle looks good. I think they just keep kind of playing how they're playing. I'm kind of confused on what they're doing with their running back situation. They kind of really enjoy the 1-2 punch. Are they looking for just play a running back just to play a running back, or are they looking for, a running back one kind of over there is kind of what I would figure out. And then Houston, I guess, figure out the line like you said, Dad.
It's like, well, their defense is solid, but on their offense, they're just trying to get more of a commitment out of Walker for his running establishment. Like they say, if he has to really try, and in the backfield, though, he'll get in the backfield. If it's wide open, though, or he has to break a few tackles, then he's gone, for yardage.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing they were talking about that, but they said he was out of the dog, and back in good graces last game, but then he already got the ball, so I don't understand.
I can agree with you, OG.
But who knows what they're doing, to be honest.
No, I actually don't know. Let me see what other games we have here. We have the Colts beat the Chargers, which we already talked about. Justin Herbert a little bit with the MVP candidate race. Chiefs end up getting a win, so they're getting closer to being back to number 1 in the division. So how do you feel about the Chargers sitting in the West? And then how do you feel about just the Colts in general, Pops? I mean, they look dominant. Dimes, you've already talked about him being in the MVP candidate race. He looks great. What do you think over there?
Well, I liked where they're at, but now we're talking about the Chargers going to them. They're about to be healthy running back. That's going to make a big difference for them, I feel.
I didn't know Hampton was on his way back.
Yeah, because he's been out. He'll be out there'll be 3 weeks last week and another week, so then he'll be back.
Okay, so by week 9, he should be back then.
I think the Chargers have a bye week this week, maybe, but I'm not sure.
I haven't looked at that, to be honest, Pops.
I haven't either. I have to look afterwards and see where everything at.
Yeah, I just pulled up some of the games that we watched to talk about. That's on me. My bad. Do you want to get to the blowout loss to the Rams? Jacksonville Jaguars seem to have a good game and then a bad game. Matthew Stafford seems to always play consistent, and then Travis Hunter had a breakout game, 8 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. But it was also a blowout loss. So I mean, do you count the breakout game? Is what people are saying. I still count it. Stats count it, but I also understand where they're coming from.
I'm afraid of this. They're going to see what they have in him defensively and start taking his offensive snap count down and paying him all the time on defense. That's the best thing they could ever do because he's a shutdown corner.
Mm-hmm.
But they're playing back and forth and let him get more offense. And yeah, he's an offensive player, but he's a shutdown corner. You don't get that much. They need to use him for his best benefit and use him on some offensive plays.
Yeah, I feel like if they play him at corner, just like you said, Pops, I feel they're gonna get a lot more use out of Hunter, but also allow him to come in for some gadget plays or allow him to come in for some, hey, like you're just like the bogus player on this play. We're just trying to get everybody to look at you. Whatever the case may be, but work him in on the offense that way rather than working him in on defense and just let him go play defense. So like help out your team, because he was drafted so high, and then allow him just to go play receiver. He can go get a couple of balls. We've already seen that. But also they throw him on a lot of curls for 3-4 yards or slants for 2 yards, and he's just sitting in his zone and he's open but just doesn't get the ball because it's going to Brian Thomas or something.
And for fantasy, it'll suck when he does because he won't be scoring like right now and play more offense. He's going to start scoring really good for defense. I mean, now last week it was like 150 points.
So, but you like them playing him on defense more and sprinkling him on offense.
I like what they're doing, but if they were smart, they'd play him more on defense. They pay him mostly on defense, and that just have about I don't know. I'd use him every series, but not as much.
Yeah, I wouldn't use him as much, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't use him as much initially on offense, like you're saying. First of all, on defense. Sorry?
Yeah.
Did I cut you off, Dad? I didn't mean to. Is that the cat? I'm dead. Alright, so we have what? We sounded like a game show. What do you think about Sanders, his situation? They also drafted Gabriel. I feel like you have to let Gabriel play because they drafted him beforehand. Also, he got a dub by check downing. People aren't a big fan of that, but he got a dub. And Judkins had 3 touchdowns. So what do you think? That's it? You just think let him play?
No, let him play. Like I said, Gabriel, if he's playing good, he keep playing. Then you put him in. But that's his duty. It's a long season left. He's not going to be playing the top of his game every game.
No, I don't think so either.
But I feel both of them position playing time. They'll see if they have a future quarterback in those two.
And I think you can't go wrong with allowing like Dylan Gabriel's time to expire. Because like if you allow his time to expire, and he doesn't play well and whatnot, then you're in a win-win situation with Sanders, and he can play bad and still be the quarterback for the rest of the year. So I feel like there's a little bit more pressure taken off of him too, rather than having to come in and then if he performed bad for one game, I feel like he would have got pulled for Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because he was drafted, a round or two higher.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes. People have more money invested into one player.
Exactly.
And they also had, sorry.
With the higher draft pick is all it is.
Yeah, and they also didn't want Sanders.
Yeah.
And, Sanders also didn't want to play behind Lamar. So maybe, Cleveland looked at that and thought, oh, well, I don't want him to play behind Joe Flacco if we're looking at Joe Flacco to be our quarterback this year and him to learn underneath him. He don't want to learn. So you never know what they're thinking, honestly, but I just know that Dylan Gabriel was drafted first, so I guess that's why he would get the nod.
Yeah, give him a chance. Yeah, I doubt. I'm with it. Good
Mm-hmm.
call.
What do you
Good
think?
call.
What do you think about Judkins?
I'm thinking he's pretty good, but I gotta go back to cooking.
All right, chat. Well, Pops is going back to cook real quick. We're gonna wrap some of this Judkins conversation up. Judkins looks good. Dang, wow. Judkins looks good. I think when I seen him at Ole Miss and then transfer to Ohio State, I was like, I think he's gonna be the best running back to come out of college. And then they came out with the NCAA rankings, and I think they had Ollie Gordon ranked first, and I think Judkins was like third or fourth. Maybe he was fifth, but I was like, I like Judkins the most. And then after watching, throughout the season, I liked Hampton. I liked Caleb Johnson a little bit. I liked R.J. Harvey. But Judkins still popped off a tape to me. It was just, the couple of game suspension, to start the season off. But to be able to
3, 4, 5,
pop
6,
in as a rookie and to be able to have that type of pop, and it's like, oh shoot, Nick Chubb is not being missed anymore, is how Cleveland is looking at it instantly. I think that makes them feel good as, Cleveland Brown fans. So I think you guys got you one, but I know Nick Chubb is definitely missed for sure for everything that he's done for y'all. But y'all definitely got y'all running back 1,000%.